Hello, hello, everybody. Let me get my laptop up and running. Hello, hello. Says I am live. Thank you. Hello, Kara. How are you? I am sorry I had to disappear so quick last night, but shoo, I was not well. Hello, Judy. Good, I'm glad you're doing good. Hello, hello. Judy, are you doing good with your music festival stuff? So I am trying, I wonder if, try to do this. Either way, I have such a glare all over everything. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. All right. Well, hello and welcome back. I am going to ask if we just give it a couple minutes, and then the plan is to work on this. Oh, I have indigestion again. I don't know why that is happening to me. But this is the ornament. I haven't sealed it, although people say I should. I haven't sealed it. I had to cancel it. Oh no, that's terrible. Cool, cool. Anyways, I did a couple of updates. I did go over and top dot with some metallic, I feel like that's zinc. And then I went over because these two pinks were very similar, so I went over those with the same color. So it did kind of change the way it looked. Yeah, that does suck. Judy, I have no idea what happened, but wow, was I not well for a good hour. It was a rough hour. But yes, I do feel better. Thank you for asking. And it was one of those things where I was like, I have to go. Yeah. That does suck. So I haven't decided if I'm going to go ahead and, oh boy, it's a little too early for that. If I'm going to seal these or not yet. It was interesting because I went and I was looking for this where I normally buy it, and it wasn't available. I had to buy 3 of these. So I wasn't thrilled with that. So I wasn't really, thank you for the heart me. I wasn't really sure if we should do another filling or wait for a few more people to show up. Hi, Rose. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Yeah. I looked when I was at Michael's house, and again, I didn't see anything, but other people have said they saw them. So, well, I'm going to reserve this for later. I am going to go ahead and I did look into the holders, and they are not cheap. So I am going to make the best of what I have. So I did get these from the jungle. And hi, Angie, how are you? Oh, somebody's birthday just came up. So I'm going to do the best I can with what I have because I really don't have the finances to go out and keep buying things. So actually, I think I'm going to switch this around, and I'm actually going to put that under there and use this one today. So I did, hang on, I'm going to make this a little bit more user-friendly. There we go. So when I purchased these, they came as a set. I like the fact that I can use one or the other as a kind of like a grippy. So I like that. End of August. I'm not waiting until August, Judy. That's too late. These take a while. Like if you're going to do both sides of an ornament, these take a little bit of these take time. That's what I'm probably going to have to do because just because of where, well, do they offer any, I mean, sometimes they have good sales. Oh, I'm not even in frame. So maybe that's what I'll do. All right, let's try and mark this the best we can. So rewinding a little bit, these came from this company right here. They're silicone. They're very, I want to say they're grippy, but they still slip a little bit. They're not as grippy as I'd like them to be, but they do they do help. The alternative is not very inexpensive. These, for what it's worth, were, oh, Judy, that's the other thing. So I looked at the holders. Michael, you cut a paper towel cardboard in section and use it for the base. The base of... Oh! To like put it on. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, I just ended up having these rags because of projects that I do. And they're just ripped up t-shirts. But yeah, that's a really good idea. Just to kind of get it up. And then you can hold it on there. Do you secure it on there anyway? Or do you just rest it on there? Oh boy, comments are already being filtered. But I did look at the holders, and for the cost, I am just not prepared to spend that kind of money. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So this will be the third time that I have attempted to use this stencil and this particular chalk marker. If I had known, I would have bought the super fine or ultra fine. This is a fine tip, and it's a little too big for this stencil. But I'm going to hold on to it, and hopefully it does not move this time. So last night we did an ornament, And one thing I've noticed about this stencil, if you actually go in and down, as opposed to, say for instance, like, oh, this is actually working pretty good because maybe because it's a bigger stencil. Sometimes it gets hung up on the corners. Either that or I've gotten better at what I'm doing. All right, so same thing. Following the guide marks. The first time I did these, I did not use guide marks. But for the sake of the people watching that are new, I am. I am not sure you could do this without a stencil. Because of the rounded area. Okay. All right, so that part is done. Now I'm going to move my fingers down, and I am going to do this outer edge, just doing the best I can to lay it down as it goes. Tough. It's tough. I'm not going to lie. It's already shifted. And then when it shifts, sometimes it actually will spread your chalk marker. Rest it. That's a good idea. I thought maybe he was talking about when he was working on it. Oh, so again, oh, see, that's what I mean. All right, so we're just going to skip that section there. So I did look into the holders. The only thing is they only provide you with the vertical guide marks, not horizontal. I feel like horizontal guide marks are important too. Okay, well, we got somewhere. Now, the reason that I'm using these or this particular stencil is because, and I gotta wait for that to dry. Ooh, don't go down the vent. Is these that I normally use on our like wood rounds, they're stiff, okay? So they don't have that flex to get around the curves. Okay, so the first time I ever did ornaments, I did not even do a stencil. I mean, it was years ago. I just went ahead and freehanded it. I'm glad that I bought the stencils though. I do like them for like the grippiness of it all. So like it has some grip to it. My name, hi Alyssa, how are you? You're from Santa Monica, you're single. Well, I don't know if you're gonna find too many men here that, thank you for the follow, Mrs. G. Crafting Bear, thank you for joining the fan club. And the Heart Me, I appreciate you. Oh, does she still operate here on the TT? Oh, bummer. Did yours, when you bought that, did it have the horizontal guide marks too? Because that is important. Listen, there are, hi Alyssa, how, oh wait, listen, who is Alyssa? Lisa, PK girl. Lisa is looking for a hookup. Let's not encourage that. So I do have a question. There are quite a few new people on here. Do you want me to show you how to get the glitter effect? I can go through the steps. There are quite a few new people here, I'm sure, and we can... I know, but I think she wants to. Just saying. Just saying. I didn't get a chance to, but yes, if you are new here and you would like to see how this becomes this, let me know and I will gladly show you. We've kind of already picked our color palette. It's one that we had left over. So we're going to be using that. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Again, if you would like to see, if you'd like to see how the ornament gets glittered, let me know in the comments and I will do that. We'll give it a couple minutes. If not, I will get started. No? Okay. All right. So we had already had this color palette mixed, and let me get rid of the black paper. Okay. So we will go into the tools, or get the tools. If you were here last night and I had to suddenly exit the live, I apologize. I am not sure what happened, but I was not well for a good hour. All right. So normally what we use is dotting tools. What we are finding out through this live is that not all dotting tools are the exact same size, but as a rule, one side will have small to large. The other side will have a different size. These are the same size. We use these tools the most, okay? In addition, having access to acrylic dotting rods is helpful because you can, I tend to use a large center dot, and then sometimes these tools are useful when I'm doing art like this, where I need a slightly larger dot, okay? Often you can find a set with these together, but just look for that. Thank you for the Go Pops, Judy. Yeah, and let me tell you, Angie, that was, shoo, I have no idea. We both had the same food items, so I have no idea, and he was absolutely fine. Okay, so those are the tools. Now, if you have any questions in the meantime, please drop them in the comments. And if you are interested, and I have recently updated the supply list, beginner supply list, again, because items for some reason keep falling off of it. I don't know if it's like they're discontinued or whatever, but if you would like a beginner supply list, there is an orange box, bottom left-hand corner with a white arrow. You can shoot me a message there. It's going to ask maybe for an email address. I don't need that. I can send it to you there. Also, after the live, usually within 24 hours, I will have the entire live available. If you would like information to get to that, message me as well. You can manage AI summaries. Thanks for going over the basics again for the newbies. Yeah, and you know what? And that is something sometimes I forget because, we just did something. Thank you, Judy, for the wink-a-winks. Because I do have a lot of regulars here. Some are actually painting with me during the same live. But, yeah, I do try to go over that. If I don't and you have questions, please ask. We will answer them and pause and all of the things above. I don't know how to say that, but thank you for the follow. All right, before I start, does anybody have any questions? Thank you. Hi, thank you for liking the live, Joanna. Okay, now, thank you, Judy. We got the TikToks now. Okay, can you all see that? I know, so listen, this is what we got. I can turn this off. You're still going to have a glare. Hi, thank you for the heart me, Joanna. Was it better this way for you guys? It's such a glare in the middle of that thing. It's because it's plastic. Let me see something. I just want to see why there's such a glare. I guess it's not going to matter. I mean, I literally have the light completely upwards. Okay. All right. We'll see. It's just so bright. Like, I need light, but I don't need to be blinded. Just trying one other thing. It's about the same, isn't it? Okay. All right. We're going to get started. I'm probably thinking of using the zinc because I do like that color. Again, I'm using this color palette we have from, I have no idea when. And let's talk about pattern. So normally, let's see, what did we do last night? So last night we did this. Okay. Swooshes, I'm not going to lie, you're going to have to learn swooshes if you're going to do ornaments. But let's, that's a lot of swooshes. Let's see. Phew. All right, let's work on swooshes because I feel like that's what I need to work on. So what we're going to do, let's get rid of all of this now. Okay, so even though this is not necessarily a holiday color project, I want to show you guys how when you do a project and you use a different color palette, you can do the exact same pattern and it looks totally different. So we'll use this as inspiration. You know, I use different, it'll be these, but I used different sizes. It just depends on what size swoosh I need. So when I do the live upload, all of that is actually in there, but I always let you guys know that even if you buy a set of tools that looks just like this, your dots are going to look different than mine, and your swooshes are probably going to look different. It's going to depend on your painting style, how much paint you put on the tool. There's a lot of factors. The likelihood of you recreating something exactly the same is slim, because we're all going to have our own creative painting style. So you have this set? Okay, good. You bought a new light, has 7. Yeah, it's once you start painting, yeah. And welcome, Shirley. Welcome. Well, thank you for the follow, Michelle, and thank you for sharing the live out. I appreciate you. So, but what I do start with is a large center dot. And I do not have a plan for what colors I'm going to use. I just pick one and go with it. Because this is a slightly larger ornament, I'm actually going to use this, I guess that's like a yellow orange. It's a rather large acrylic tool. The key though with any of these larger tools is you need enough paint. Okay? And you also want to hover and tap. See? Okay, that's a good example of not having enough paint. See how it rippled? Okay? You want enough paint. So then you just get more. Okay? And hover again and tap it. There we go. That's better. Oh, I got to get a paper towel. Hold on. I just use a paper towel to wipe off the tool in between there. And then if your dot does not go on as planned, which that one is kind of a little wonky, I feel like maybe it's just the lighting. But I feel like up here it needs a little love. You can just use the tiny tool and spread that edge out. There we go. Let paint have a drip. Yeah, pretty much. You have to have a good drop. And as odd as it sounds, you really want it to have that dome. It just starts your project with the right dimension in the middle. Now, with the chalk marker, this is what I bought, okay? It wipes off super easy. So when you make mistakes and you'll see, because I'm sure I'm going to make one, and you wipe it off, it disappears. There is no solution to my knowledge. If somebody is out there that has a solution, thank you for sharing the live, Marianne, has a solution or knows of an item that stays put, let me know in the chat. We would all like to know. Again, my original ornaments were... the overreact were freehand, but I am trying to use the stencil and that kind of stuff. Okay, so next up, we're going to start going around the center dot. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time. It's really hard. I'm painting about 12 inches with the glare and everything. This does not end up being perfect. This live is not about perfection, but it is about trying different things. Hi, Lori. Doing things, understanding you have your own creative fluidity. None of what I do is set in stone. Okay. I'm going to use like the small end of the yellow. You don't have to. You can use whatever you want. Whatever colors, whatever. If you don't have tools, you can use a toothpick, a Q-tip, the end of a pencil, the end of a paintbrush, anything you can think of that will make a dot. Okay? Now, normally, up until recently, we've done a lot of practicing on these wood rounds, but I have wanted to work on ornaments. And some of the other community members have too. But before that, we were doing quite a few like 6-inch rounds. So this live is not just about ornaments. It's about learning. If you want to do mandala style dot art, finding your own way. Okay. There you go. Yes, Cheryl, just do it. Exactly. So I don't want you to be intimidated by this live because it is a little different than our normal. It's still very beginner skills. So what we put on here is swooshes and dots. That's it. We're not doing brush strokes or any fancy designs or anything like that. So it is still beginner friendly. You just have to trust the process. So this is the second ornament I have done using, hi, Crafting Insanity, love it. Thank you for the follow. This is the first ornament I have done using the stencil and an actual pattern. This is the second one, so we're making history. I am not a teacher. I am someone who is a nurse. I'm also a nurse practitioner student, so I paint for my mental well-being. But to give you an example, this is an ornament I did when I first learned how to do mandala. Zero pattern, zero idea what I was doing. I just knew I wanted to do this. So I did these, but the ones that were a big hit were, I actually did everybody in the family, their initial in dot art. So it was fun, and I haven't done any since. So welcome to history. So again, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. If you're new here, say hi in the chat. And again, like I said, I am painting in kind of a weird predicament because there's a glare and I'm 12 inches or so from the subject. And I do have an astigmatism. So if that applies to you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I do have kind of a flow for certain things. So just pause me if you need me to answer a question or anything. As you go around on these particular dots, if you find that your dots are getting too big or bigger, because that will happen, paint will accumulate, wipe off the end of your tool. And then as I close in on this gap here, I'm going to do something that looks like that. It's easier to add paint by tapping than taking it away on that center one. And then because of the glare, I'll show it each pass. So that glitter that's in there is this. I have no idea where I got it, but it's different. The pink one has this kind of glitter in it. It's extra fine. So this goes in super easy. What, for free? Can you swoosh? Oh, thank you, Judy. I am not a teacher. I mean, I know I keep saying that. I am here because I want to paint, and I'm here because I like to share it. So, but yes, thank you all for being here. If you, again, questions, ask them. All right. So then we're going to go up in size. And we'll use so I do go over the sizes because people like Judy or other CC, Jessica paint from the live uploads. So I do go over the sizes so that gives them a better idea, even though we all have different size tools. Why? I don't know, but we do. So it's the large end of the white. So let's kind of just go up in color. And again, if you are out there and you are interested in learning how the glitter got in there, let me know and I can pause and we can do that. And when I do the next row, I basically do the same thing. I just find a spot and start. I don't pick a spot or go in between. I just do it. So I'm gonna go with it because let me take off my glasses for a second. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's way better. So I have, I can't see far. So my eye doctor prescribed me, these glasses. What are they? Transitions. So when I'm up close, I can't really see well. And what was happening is I was seeing the bottom of my eyeglasses. So this is better without them. We learn to modify. I will say one thing about painting on plastics and ornaments is very different than, excuse me, different than painting on the wood rounds. You don't really have to do a lot of tapping. Sometimes on the wood you have to tap to get paint to come off. All right, pausing, and I'm going to do 2 dots, knowing I can tap and add more paint. I do not, Shirley. I paint for fun. I paint for fun. I paint for my mental well-being. Yeah. I do not. But many people do. So that's that round. You know what would be really actually pretty on this, now that I'm looking at it, is where's that palette? The one we used for this. I actually think this color palette would be really pretty on this holographic. I know it's not holiday. Oh, where's it? I don't even know where it is. It's got to be somewhere. Where did I put it? Anyways, I think that would be really pretty on this design. I mean, on this, with this glitter. I do every single time. That's why I pause as I'm, so when you do that, one thing that happens is your dots either get smaller or bigger and your spacing changes. So it can be tough in the middle when you have like guide marks and you're trying to stay in between. Like I can tell you, for instance, like we're way over on the guide marks here and we have a bigger space. So as you're doing your dots, that tends to be what happens every time. So what I have come up with is like a solution for me is that I pause and I'm like, okay, and I'll take take the clean tool and go dot, dot. And when I do that, it really helps me visualize, okay, that's not going to happen. So then those last two, they might have to be spaced a little bit more. They might have to be a little smaller, a little bigger. Hi, followed me. Hi, how are you? But great question. Yes, great question. And then going up, I'm probably going to go to the blue large. Okay. And then go to, I feel like we need a metallic. Let me see what I have for metallic real quick. Oh, I need a flashlight. I can't see. Hang on. Where's Tasha? I need to turn the lights off for her again. Oh boy. Let's see. What do we have? I have white pearl. That's going to disappear. I have ice blue. Oh, I think that's pretty. But, yeah, I don't really have anything that, I don't know that the ice blue actually works. It's a little too blue. And zinc is 2. Let's see what happens with the pearl white. Yes. With a Q-tip. And they actually wipe off really easy on the ornaments. Yeah, I know some people use like the, what you call it? There's some, goodness, I can't grab a hold of this. There is a silicone tool that, hang on, trying to get this off, that is used to like kind of move away mistakes. I just don't have that. I try to do things. So when I first started, I bought a lot of paint. I bought a lot of stuff. And my goal here on this live is to let you all know that you really don't need to use you don't have to buy all that stuff. While I do say, you know, in this live, we do practice a lot on these 4-inch wood rounds or 6-inch wood rounds. You can easily get paper. This is 110-pound paper, something close to 110-pound. And we do a lot of, see if I can find you something. Like I use it for, like I put color palettes in it. You can practice in it. Okay. But that's the color palette I'm looking for, and I don't know where it disappeared to. Oh, there it is. But that's 110-pound paper. I think this color palette, even though it's not Christmassy, would look really cool with that. So let me put that over here where everything else is. No. Let's see. Mandalas. Q-tip. Yeah, and you could paint with a Q-tip too. Okay. Next, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm going to try the pearl white because I really don't know this metallic. I'm going to try it. See, I mean, the worst that can happen is I'm going to have to top dot it. It's not a big deal. Again, I don't stress over any of it. The only thing I stressed over was a stone that we did the other day, and it did not come out as planned. Yes. Did you ever pinning dots on the black paper? Yeah. Worse off, erase it all and use the other. Right. So with these, you can use both sides. I actually just ordered 4-inch rounds because the other day when I ordered, I thought I ordered 4-inch and I ordered 6-inch. So there's that. That happens. So when you're ordering on any of these places, especially the rainforest, make sure you pay attention to your drop-down screen, because that's what happened to me. So I'm not sure how this is going to show up long-term, but we're going to go with it. It is a white metallic. And I'm using the large end of the blue tool. And it's kind of thick. Actually, I probably should have shaken it a little bit more. So I got to get these to be the same size. There we go. Thank you for the rose. Oh my goodness, 14,000 likes already. Thank you guys. You guys are tapping. Thank you, Joanna, for the wink-a-winks too. I appreciate you and everybody who is out there. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We are working on a Christmas ornament. If you'd like to see how the glitter gets in there, let me know. I can do that live. So just going around again, no rhyme or reason. I am not trying to go in between every other. The overreact. I'm back. Had to feed the cats. Oh, you have a new kitten. Oh, yeah, the boyfriend is not a cat lover, but my cat, his name was Scott. He was an orange cat, and Scott made Frank a Scott cat. He wasn't a cat guy, but he became a Scott guy, if that makes sense. Scott would not take no for an answer. Yes, I didn't think so. I did not think so. I don't know about the other store. Okay, where's my girl who is about the spacing? All right, I'm going to pause, okay? Because this is questionable if I can get 2 or 3 in there, right? So this is what I do. I'm going to take the other end of the tool and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I think I can get 3 in there, but I'm not going to put any more paint on my tool. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I can add more paint. Not a lot, but a little bit. So tap, tap, tap. Okay? They're not the same size, but by the time we are done, nobody is going to notice the difference. Yeah. Okay, where's you get that phone? Oh boy. That's what happens to my friend. She does a lot of colony work, Judy. Yeah, I know you, and you know what? That's interesting that they're not up there, but they are. Oh, okay, okay. Did you guys look at my supply list? Because I got mine, I had no issues getting mine. And I really like these. They're really good. Please don't type. Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Let me look at my thing. So far we're good. But yeah, I found that mine came no issues. So like I know Kara's order was an issue, but mine came. So if you want that, oh, you're so close to Plattsburgh. There's one there. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't. You know what, Patty? It's this platform is awful for like nonsense, literal nonsense, in my opinion. All right, so we're gonna move on. All right, I get my bearings here. So if I do, that's too big. So we're gonna start smaller. So if I do here and here, that's 2. So I'm actually going to do every 3rd guide mark. Because I feel like, hang on, let me measure. So I do have a flexible ruler. So that's like 1 1/4. Okay, that's about the same, 1 1/4. So how far apart are these? So these are about 1 inch. Yeah, so I'm going to do every 3rd guide mark. Okay. So I'm going to take this, whatever color this is. I don't have the color palette out. And those of you that are painting along, the purple acrylic rod. And then I am going to do every third. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, hang on a minute. I got to put that down. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll, okay. I got to remember to count. So I'll start here, 1. Remember, you want a good amount of paint on there. 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not even. That's not even. Is it even? No. Uh-oh, that's not going to work. Well, poo. Well, poo. I need the Q-tips. Well, poo. I need the Q-tips. And go back to every other. So they clean off real easy on the ornament, as you can see, but it also takes away your guide marks. All right, one more. All right, so we'll just do every other. Which is normally what I do, but I was hoping to be able to do something different. So I'm going to come up a little bit more. Again, getting enough paint. Oh my goodness. I have a patient that's calling me and I don't know why. He's confused. But he's confused, so he thinks I'm coming tomorrow and I'm coming on Friday. So I'm going to have to clear that up. I know the other day we had a lot of storms here and he was concerned because of a tree being down. So I wonder if that's what the message is. Okay. Now we are back in business. Let's see. You can... Yeah, no. Hi, Miss Media Rose. No, you have to do every other. Yeah, unfortunately. It may be, yes. I'd have to look back in my color palette book. 43K. I don't know, it says 18. But thank you, Laurie. I believe it is Paradise Green, yep. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of a bummer because so the space is a little bit smaller than I would like it. So I'm going to have to be very tiny with my swooshes. Almost Artsy April. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So you guys are, I'm actually part of history tonight because this is only the second ornament that I have done with guide marks and painting live. So there's that. You have your tapper going. Oh, gotcha. Hi, Darlene. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so we're going to start in with our first swooshes. And in this case, I'm going to do a dot and then a swoosh. So these go here, okay, right above it. And then these are going to go in here. Now, for me, it's really different painting on plastic than on wood. It literally glides so smooth. Swooshes are a whole different experience on ornaments. All right, so again, dot right at the top. And then a swoosh. Like so. Like so. All right, I'm going to hold it up so you all can see. So you can actually see some of the, right here, the white blended together. I don't care. By the time I'm done, well, she's not thrilled with the whole painting situation. It's been a little traumatic for her for the past couple of nights because we've had thunderstorms and she does not like them. Do I hold my... Hi, MJ. Do I hold my breath when I do them? No. That's funny. No. And if you're new here and you're watching, the guide marks, the white lines do start to disappear as we paint along. But right now they are kind of in your face, so to speak. So just be patient. There is something evolving. Now, see what happened? That one is way bigger. I'm not going to worry about it. Not worried about it. Tap, make your dot. Slowly come around. Swooshes. Not sausages. Swooshes. I had a feeling I knew what you were talking about. Sometimes they look like sausages. You stick out your tongue. Oh, I can see that. I can see that. So is everybody good from all these weird pop-up summer storms? I know several people ended up having significant weather systems come through. A lot of flash flooding and stuff like that. Thank you for joining or hanging out, coming by, swinging by. Oh, hang on, puzzle piece time. Uh-oh, hang on. Let me do it again. Got to do it just so. Now remember, if you end up with too much paint on your tool and things aren't working out, wipe it off and start over. The other thing I'd like to make sure I point out is that when you're painting something smaller, it's less likely that what you just painted will be dry. So when you're painting, you need to keep a little bit of a space because you're going to end up, if you go too close, it'll bleed into what you just painted. Okay? We are having, oh no. Yeah, well, she's been, this is the first time she's been out of the bathroom in 2 days. So that's her safe space. It's like I said, her first 3 years of life she spent outside. So she very much has PTSD. So, but that's her safe space. But she's out on the sofa tonight, so that's good. That means our weather is cleared. And she knows well before the storm is coming. Like, she'll get off the sofa and go in the bathroom and like, oh, weather's coming. And then we'll, start to hear it and it doesn't even have to be thunder and lightning. It can just be rain. Ah! Hang on. It can just be rain. She doesn't like any of that. All right, wet Q-tip. Go in and carefully. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because you're going to paint over most of it again, but there we go. It's a little wonky on that one, but that's okay. I think I can spell it. Yeah. I usually get a headache. That's usually how I know we're going to have some rain, but. All right, let's switch back to this turquoise, and now we're going to do the 3 dots. So when I do the triple dots, I do one up here and 2 here. So it's like a triangle. I get that. I do that first. Okay? And then I come with the swoosh. Like so. Thank you for being perfectly imperfect. That is the name of the game. I've been painting for about 3 years, but I am not perfect. And maybe that's why so many people come back. Thank you for you're awesome. Because I am not afraid to make a mistake and share what I'm learning along the way. I do, Kara, I do. Not necessarily like the replays, but the whole live is uploaded, Kara. Do you, did you not know that? Yeah, the whole thing you have access to. You just might need help getting to it. But yeah, absolutely. And now I lost that line, so I got to figure out where it's going to go. Yeah. It's if you need help getting to it, shoot me a message through that orange box. And then I can get you directed there. Does that make sense, Kara? Because, you know, there's only so much I can share. So yeah, just being careful that things don't run together. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And that actually needs to be a little bigger. That, and that. Okay, that's better. All right, so same thing. I call it a triangle. Call it whatever you want. But I do them like this because if I don't, I feel like my spacing gets off. You don't have to do it that way. It is an interesting transition from painting on wood to something slick like this plastic. Like, it is super slick. It's crazy. Like, I don't have any resistance at all. So when I move, it's like, oh, you're going there. So triangle. Hang on, I try to... And if your dots aren't big enough, you can tap to get them bigger. But it's super slick. Like I said, I can see why people enjoy painting the ornaments. Like, I can see myself wanting to do this a lot. You could use the triangle. It keeps... Yeah, it does. Definitely does. That is definite. Like I said, that one tip made such a difference when I was doing, learning. Not that everybody needs that tip. Some people don't have that issue, but I definitely do. Where's Tasha tonight? Tasha's not here. Mason didn't come by. Cece's not here. Jessica's not here. Wait, what is tonight? Wednesday. We got quite a few people. The OGs are not here. Judy's here. Jen's not here either. Wow, where is everybody tonight? Oh, Jen might be working. I know Jessica is, but... Oh, it is... Oh! Where have you been? Have you been here all night and I just didn't see you pop in, or you just now pop in? Where have you been? Have you been here all night and I just didn't see you pop in, or you just now popping in? It will not. Again, he's confused. Maybe they don't like the ornaments. Okay. Okay, good. I was wondering. There's quite a few people that are normally here that... So, Judy, you said you're all set now for your show, pretty much. That's good. Your stuff looks amazing. I think you're going to have a good show. My favorite are those little mushrooms. They're so cute. Did you pour those? Those are so cute. Hi. Hi, Jen. Okay, good. Okay. No worries. Thank you for the levy so much. No worries. Like I said, there's just when some of you don't show up, I'm like, where's everybody? Where are they? Are they okay? Because like I said, all that weather came through and this is the first few hours that we've had that we didn't have thundering and lightning, so. Just making sure everybody's good. So we've been talking about that. I don't know if you heard that. Some people are having a struggle getting a hold of them. Pretty. But I seriously think that glitter and that this color palette would be so cool together. Oh, did you guys see what I finished this? So I did you guys did. I did that live last night. Well, I started to do that live last night, and then my belly decided I was going to not finish it. Hi. Yay, Marianne. Hi, small town daughter. Thank you. Yes, it's coming out pretty. So we are making history. This is only the second ornament I have done using the pattern and official stuff. So, all right. All right, next is going to be swooshes. So these are, believe it or not, kind of like, they're not easy on the ornament. Your tool slides, okay? But in hindsight, it's easy to clean up, right? Those are... Thank you. Yeah, this is only the pink. So did you guys see, I didn't post that I did updates to this. So remember last night, these two were pink next to each other, and we were like, so I came in with the zinc or whatever that is, that silver that I like, and I did top dots on that gray around here, and then I went over that section. I think that really made a difference. Do you do those at home? Because I would really like to get a hold of the mold. Thank you for the heart me, Jen. Yeah, I love it when I'm looking and it pops up on the screen. Over what? Only one kid buys them like crazy, but DT. Oh. Oh, bummer. I don't know why. Okay, well, we're going to go for this. So, trying to decide what I want to do. So I'm gonna do the first swoosh in here, and I'm gonna use the I will be. The recommendation is this is what I use for everything else, but I like the satin. I'm gonna let them cure before I seal them. But these, which are my OGs, so these are what I did like years and years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I never sealed these. And they're perfectly fine. So I don't know that you have to. Now, if you were shipping them and stuff like that, maybe, but thank you for the heart, me, Tasha. All right, so no, I want to use the white on that side. I don't know what this is going to look like as a base colors. So, all right. So we're going to use white here, the pearl white. We'll do this size. Oh, heck with it. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, they're like 4 years old. So, I mean, I think they held up pretty well, too. I'm going to use this zinc. I have no idea what it's going to look like. Again, this is all... We're just learning as we go here. All right, so this one I'm not going to go up as high. I'm actually going to come down. Oh, I might need a bigger tool. And I'm going to do a swoosh down the center like that. I think that's actually a good size. Let me try the large end of the white before I commit. So I'm coming up just above, so right at the dots. Oh. Yeah, I think the large end of the white is definitely better. Now, you can see where sometimes your spacing is off. Okay, so it's, you know, it is what it is. When you don't follow, just kind of go down lightly. Make your swoosh a little lighter. Or skinnier. I'm telling you, by the time you're done with it, nobody is going to even know. I mean, unless they want to like identify how handmade it is, then whatever. Then they're not deserving of your artwork. Because, you know, it is handmade. So, there's that. Again, just I'm kind of like lifting up on the tool as I'm getting through those tighter spots. Can you do, you could. You could. I wouldn't on this because it's such a small, like I don't normally do brush strokes until I'm getting into like a 6-inch. It's just, you could. But I don't feel like you need to. On these smaller projects. But yeah, on the 6 inches, yeah, I would definitely consider learning how to do 6 inches and up. Because, you know, when you have more space to fill, it takes a while to do swooshes when you could do brush strokes. Actually, I think that silver might not look so bad. Or zinc. I think it's zinc. What is it? Zinc or... It's one of my favorite silvers. I think that's enough, like, of a contrast in the middle there. So, I think that works. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, say hi in the chat. If you have any questions, please ask. If you're new here and you are interested in like a beginner supply list or wanting to watch the lives to practice after the live, the best way to do that is to shoot me a message in the orange box to the bottom left. It may ask you for an email address, but I don't need that. I can just message you back here. If you do not hear back from me in like 24 hours, I usually am pretty responsive. So I missed your message. But I try, the only days I can't get back to you is when I'm working. Like this poor patient, I don't know why he's thinking I'm going to be there tomorrow. He's got it in his head. Anyways, yes, thank you. It's looking good. Okay, so now we're going to do our next set of swooshes. And we're going to use that for the outside. So then let's use this middle color here. I don't have a lot of room, so let's go with, I'm going to actually do the first one with the large end of the yellow tool. I'm going to see, ooh, that's a tight, you know what? I don't think I have enough room. I think I'm just going to go with the white. And then we'll see what happens. So then in that case, let's try the large end. So this swoosh is going to come pretty much up to like lining up here. Just following that down like that. Okay, and I'm going to switch my spot because that's kind of wet there. This is more dry. Okay, so up to the, pretty much lined up with that big dot there. So that might be a little too big. Let me wipe that off and see. So lined up. Okay. Yeah, not enough room. So it's kind of like this the lines for the stencil are a little off for what my normal pattern would be. So in that case, what you could do is mentally note that, okay? And then do smaller swooshes in here next time to make sure you have enough room. Let's see, 926, perfect, okay. Just checking that. So if you are new here, I am live Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern till about 10:30. It just depends on what we're doing, what's happening, what project we're working on, the questions, stuff like that. But usually it's, I'm always on at 8. And then depends on, what's happening in the live. So when I'm coming around here to the zinc, I'm really pulling, I'm not pushing down at all. I'm just kind of floating over that area just because it's still wet. Thank you guys for liking the live. 23. Lori, thank you. You guys you got that that thing working. Fix that one a little bit. If I leave early, I look for your videos. Yeah, I mean, you could. God, you know what? I really need to probably start posting that part so that everybody knows what's happening. I didn't think about that until you just asked that question. Yeah, I mean, maybe I need to start posting that part. Because if you aren't here and you do, or you can message me. It doesn't mean I'm going to remember. But I don't want to force you to have to watch a whole live to find out what we're doing next. But I usually ask about 9:30 for recommendations for the next live. So let's talk about it. I don't know. It just has me make the next live, but it doesn't really give me any area for like questions or comments. So I don't know. But that would be good if it would. But yeah, let's talk about it. What do we want to do tomorrow? You could. You can always fast forward to the end, but so what do we want to do tomorrow? I'm open to suggestions, color palettes, what are we going to paint on, all of the things. It's our last live until Sunday, so make it good. You did. Oh, I did. I did a video. Oh my God. I'm telling you, last night I was in bad shape. I thought it just was like a little note. Oh, really? Huh. See, I don't get to see what you guys see. Okay, let's look at this. Now you're starting to see it without the guide marks. So I like the zinc, but I don't like the fact that I couldn't do the normal 3. So that being said, the next row or the outside is walking dots. So I'm hoping that will kind of flower it out into more of a snowflakey pattern. I didn't know that. Oh, sorry. Let's put you back down. All right. There's 35 of you here. What do we want to do tomorrow? Do we want to see, I do have some wood round still. Do we want to work on a small wood round? This is 4-inch. Do we want to start a big round, which is something that looks like this, which takes 2 lives? These usually take 2 lives because it takes about 2 hours for the center, and then we finish it up the next live. That's a 6-inch round. And then I always ask for color palette suggestions. So, believe it or not, on this, it wipes off with that t-shirt right there. They wipe right off. I wish I should have saved the other one so I could show you guys, but they wipe right off. All right, so we're going to move on. Let's do like the middle color here. And we're going to do, nope, too big. I already know. We're going to do right here. So we'll do every, actually we're going to do every, oof. So if I do, let me look, hang on, hold on. If I do this, that's going to put us all the way over here. So if I do here, puts us all the way here. If I do this size, okay, I'm not sure. I'm going to go with the smaller, the purple rod, the Overreact. Yes. Yeah, they wipe right off. All right. I'm going to do every guide mark. I'm not sure this is going to work out, but I'm going to do it. And I'm using the purple. Ah, that's so big. I'm going to try it. I don't know that it's going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. So using the guide marks to go along to get everything tightened up. So when you get into a situation here where this is at the neck, you're going to have to, make do with what you got. Oh, that one's a little off. Okay. So now we're going to do walking dots. Okay. And I am going to start with the darkest color. And I'm going to see. So remember what I was telling you about how sometimes colors will drip? That one's trying to drip. But if you hold it for a little while, carefully hold it. They dry pretty, they start to set. So just kind of hold it. Let it kind of drip back. Not every color will do that, but you're painting on an edge, so it's something that you have to expect. But yeah, if you kind of hold it and kind of rotate it, they'll settle back, and then they dry pretty fast. Like I said, dries relatively. At least you'll get an edge that'll start to dry. Okay. I'm going to go with the lighter color, and I think we'll be good with the small end. So with the first row walking dots, I'm going to go right around it. And this is the small end of the yellow tool. It's hard to see those. Hi Zoe, thank you for the follow. I love, so is there anybody out there who missed how to do the glitter and wants to see it done again? If you do, I can pause and go over that. Don't ever be afraid. If you come here live, don't ever be afraid to ask questions. That's what we're here for. If I don't answer it, somebody will probably answer it, but we are really welcoming community. We like new friends. That's what I always say. We like new friends. But sometimes when I'm painting, I can't necessarily look at the chat. Do a 6. So we can start it tomorrow and finish it on Sunday. Nobody ever complained. Nobody has ever complained about what we do. So we can start at 6. I have plenty of those because, like I said, my mistake was I ordered 6-inch rounds and not 4-inch. So if we do a 6-inch, then we have to talk about color palette. Like, what do we want to do? But yeah, I mean, we've done plenty of 2-parts where we start on Thursday and finish it on Sunday. But the beauty of it is the live is uploaded and people can check it out or practice and catch up later. That's one of the reasons I started doing that, is so that, because people work and I don't edit it. So it's super easy. I just download it and then upload it when, within the next, by the next day, as long as it uploads. Sometimes lately, I don't know, it's been giving me grief. But yeah, whatever you guys want to do. Do we want to work on a 6-inch round? Is that what people want to do? And then, like I said, shoot your color palette out there. I just don't know how you get... I can go over that real quick, Marianne. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you're right. Some people don't have the ornaments yet, so we can do that. The last 2 lives were kind of me being selfish because I had wanted to kind of work out some of the kinks, and I have. poster paper. What poster? What do you mean, Tasha? What do you mean? Yeah, like shutting the lights off and having to like leave immediately because I don't feel good. Yeah. I would have to agree. Oh, that's this. There we go. All right. All right. So we'll do a 6-inch round and then let's talk about color. What do we want to mix a custom palette? Because we haven't done that in a little while. Or do we want a color theme? What do we want to do? Thank you for the overreact. I will say that this blue in dots does not show up as well as I thought it would. So that's a learning curve, I would have to say, on these, like the glitter ornaments where you're like, oh yeah, that'll look good. And then when you start to do it, you're like, oh, I can't see it. Or the color shift is so dramatic that you can't see what you painted. I like dramatic, though. Dramatic works. I like figuring stuff out. I think it's kind of fun. Let's see, Judy, blending in the, I know. Yeah, blend it in a little bit. I agree. A little bit. I probably should have gone with a darker color. But whatever. Whatever. You're welcome. Just don't do what I did. All right, we're gonna let's see, we're gonna throw some. We'll go with this color. Oh, yes. We wanted to do that. Hang on, let me put this aside. Okay. Let me get as much off of here as possible so that we don't make a mess. Okay. This is my stand. This is a box. I made a hole in it. Big enough for that ornament, because when you put the this inside, you'll want to let it drip a little bit out. Okay, this is what I use. There are all kinds of other items, but this is what I use to seal my projects with. So this is what I use. Thank you. Thank you for the heart me, Karen. Okay, so you don't need anything fancy to do that with, okay? And this is one of the 3-inch ornaments. But like I said, I really like these. Maybe it's because those were really small and I didn't realize they were that small, but I really like, I don't know, there's something about these that I really like. Well, what's your favorite color? So I'm going to put, a good amount. Okay. You could, if you have like, some people use the high gloss, of this. You could use that. This is just what I have, so this is what I use. So you're just going to rotate it around. The goal is that you coat the entire. Hi, Dima. What about Southwestern colors? Red, gold, yellow, burnt orange, turquoise. I have all of them. Marianne, you like pink. We just did pink. I haven't done a Southwestern theme in a while. So you probably need more. Hang on. Because this is... Hang on. Probably need a little bit... Probably need a new bottle. I try not to overuse, like there's too much in there now. Because I'm cheap. I don't like to waste stuff. So, that being said... I'm actually gonna... Before I turn it over to drain, I'm gonna drip some back in the bottle. Okay. Okay, so then you're gonna make sure it's all coated, okay? You just keep rotating it. And you'll see it. It's not like you can't see it. You'll see it coating. Okay. And then you can put it in there in your little hole. There's just one area that is not quite coated. So then you'll put it in there and let it drain for a little bit. And then we'll put the glitter in. Yeah, absolutely. No worries. I wonder if I should get a different color glitter though. Should I get a no. It's just going into the box. Just going right in the box. Nope. Not saving it or anything like that. Although there is a spot there. Hang on. That spot is not wanting to. See right there? It's not wanting to. I have noticed that, like sometimes, like an area won't take the whatever this, the varnish. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. It seems to be almost empty. So you might have to go back in and add a little bit more to get it to come down. But yeah, it's weird. Like there's certain areas that it won't like flow to. It's strange. All right. Do we want to see that? Do you want me to go get the gold? It's just a box. Yeah, it's just a box. I'm cheap. I don't really have a whole lot of like patience to do all that. All right, let me you guys, if you guys have to here, let me put something back in there, but you have to keep the chat going. It'll take me just a second, but chat in the chat. All right, I'm back. Like I said, thankfully our place is small, but I don't want TikTok to sign us out. So I have this blue and then this gold. So which one? I don't know why there's a rubber band on there. That's random. I don't know. You never know with me why. So yeah, so this one. Oh, the blue, or we have the gold. Blue? Yeah. That's why I'm cheap enough that the blue. All right, everybody wants the blue. That works for me. Now, I again probably could have put more of that stuff in there, but apparently I'm almost out and I don't know where my other bottle is. So, all right, we're going to let that drip for a little bit and then we'll do that second part. What time do we have? 9:55. Okay. Is everybody good if I just go ahead and do like the next set of walking dots and then I'll go back to that. So I think we should be able to move to the large end of the white tool for our next dots. And if anything, if you guys can't, then you know how to find it. All right, remember what I do. I'm going to do a dot, and a dot. That helps me keep my walking dots lined up. And that's a little big. So let me see if the large end of the yellow, I'm going to switch to the large end of the yellow because I feel like that's a little big. I want them a little smaller. That's better. That's way better. All right. I know it's hard to see. So, and I don't have guide marks, so I'm guessing at where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, the yellow is better. So this will just give it that little bit more of a snowflakey look on the edge, a little lacy. All right, so we got blue, okay. Yeah, I won't probably finish all of these because this will take a little while, believe it or not. But we'll do a few so that I know that enough has drained out of the ornament and then we can progress over there. Progress back to that. Go back to that. Oh, no, that's got to come off. I can just wipe that. So I'll probably do top dots on these as well. I'm not really sure. What I'm not loving is the swooshes are not very clean. So I'm going to have to work on that. I would prefer the swooshes to be a little more smoother. So I'm going to have to work on that. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. Okay. I actually think I'm going to just do one little thing while we're still here, and I'm going to switch back. I think I want to do a swoosh. Hang on a minute. Cancel. We're not going to sleep yet. So this is the large end of the yellow. And I better not do it there because I'm not finished. So I'm going to do it here. All right, large end of the yellow. Okay. I think that's how I'll finish it. But I really, like, it's so slick, you guys, that it's like, before you know it, your tool is like gone the other direction. So there's a learning curve to that. But it just slides. So I think with that contrast, you'll be able to see the walking dots again. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's clear off the table again and let's play with glitter, because we know how much glitter gets everywhere. Let me get a piece of paper, regular paper. I'll be right back. So, as you all know, glitter gets everywhere, and I have seen many people say that, like, what do you call that? Lint roller is really good for picking it up. I just try not to get it everywhere, but it gets everywhere. Get rid of this. All right. So we're doing a southwestern color palette tomorrow. Am I right? Okay, this one is, I have no idea where this came from. I can't even tell you. But I will say that I tried using that on these. I think it was this or something similar, and it's a little too big. But the cool thing about it is it made it less solid. So, depends on what you want to do. Just play around with it. I mean, yeah, boy. Yeah, where's my, there it is. Okay. So I suggest something. This is a little, I don't know, funnel that the boyfriend had. Now, the problem with this double-sided is exactly what's going to happen here, right? Because you can't pour it in like you normally would. Oh, this is pretty. This blue is pretty. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Oh, that's pretty. Look how pretty that is. All right, we need more. We need more. Hi, Kara. That's why I say if you guys have questions, don't ever hesitate to ask, because this is a live for beginners. So just because there's other people here that have done this or are commenting and kind of know what's going on, if you're new here, it's still for beginners, period. So you do have to kind of tap, 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 oh, tap, tap, tap. Okay. I don't know if I have enough. No, I think I need more. Oh my. Yep, I need more. Hold on. Did it stop coming out? What's going on? I have a feeling it's coming out and it just doesn't look like it is. Now that it's, yeah, definitely is. So yeah, so you'll just keep kind of tapping it around. And it'll eventually start coating everything. Actually, I think I need, oh, hang on, I think I might, there we go. So that one section is not really coating very well. But you get the idea. Like right here. But I mean, that's such a small spot. I'm not so much worried about that spot because, you know, first of all, Judy gave us a cool tip. You pull this part of the ornament, if I can, to down, and then we put this in. Oh, that's the wrong one. Why is that so much bigger than the other one? That's weird. So the larger ornament gets the larger, that's weird. But then when this goes on, like it covers that neck. So you're not going to see that it didn't get coated. But that's it in a nutshell. And then I would just put it in the holder and let it dry overnight. You're welcome. It is pretty. That, oh, fine. Even OGs can learn new tricks. Fine. So you can add fine to get. Oh, that's, yeah, you could do that. Yep. And then you wouldn't have, the only thing about, like I said, this kind with the two parts is, but so basically what she's saying is you could add this to this and get better coverage, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what you're saying, Judy? It just depends on what kind of coverage you want. Like I don't hate the chunky coverage. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah. I don't hate the chunky coverage. It's just it's not as solid. It just depends on what kind of look you want. Maybe you can make. Well, we can. We will do that one live. We will. I mean, I bought them to practice on. I mean, they're not cheap, but I did buy them to practice on because I did want to make ornaments. So, I mean, that's my goal, really. What time do we have? Okay. Should I keep, what is the name of, this is zero color. It doesn't have a color, but this is the brand. I feel like it came from Michael's house. But I can't. I honestly don't remember. I feel like Michael gave this to me. I do like it because it stacks. I think that's pretty cool. It is pretty. I agree. Very pretty color. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more rows. And then we have our plan. So we'll do a 6-inch round. I will do it on black. Because, you know, that is my traditional. I paint on black backgrounds. Not that you can't paint on whatever color background you want, but that is my go-to is black, and we'll do a Southwestern theme. Actually, how about I share with you one that I did before. That's not really. So that one I did for her was Tiger Lily. No. I don't know where it is. That's the one we did together. I guess I didn't put it in here. Anyways, I guess I didn't put it in there. Oh, boo. Oh, it was this one. think it did. It's pretty. Yes. All right. So I'm going to just do a few more while everybody's here, and then we'll call it a night. If you have any questions, please, please, please ask. Thank you all for being here. Before I forget to say thank you, I appreciate your time, your questions, wanting to learn. I'm holding my breath. I just realized I was holding my breath in that section. Don't know why, but I was. You're welcome. I'm glad you found us in our little neck of the woods here on this big old platform. We have a good time. Like I said, I try to make the live as interactive as possible, because it is for beginners. And I don't want, beginners to pop in and feel like it's more of an advance. Everything I did tonight on here is a beginner pattern. Like, that's all beginner stuff. And then if you tune in tomorrow, you'll get a little bit better idea of what what happens and what we do. But yeah, I try to make it so that you guys can interact with each other. Hello, Aurora Sky. You are welcome. I enjoy you being here too. You guys show up, some of you, every single night, and you don't know what that means. Again, my goal is to paint. I don't do this because I think, I like to share the craft. I like to share it. And that's why I'm here. And it's, like I said, I do it for my mental health because I enjoy it so much. It's kind of like that thing I do at the end of the night where I'm like, oh, I get to relax now. And we have a good time. I learn stuff. You guys learn stuff. We do stuff together. We try stuff together. Yeah, it's a good time. So I will finish that up, and then tomorrow I'll do that little swoosh on the outside, just so those walking dots don't disappear fully. I'll probably do some top dots, just some finishing touches that you really can't do until it's more dry. If you try to do top dots before things are dry, it can be a mess, and then things will crack and they won't look right, and you'll just be sad, and all you have to do is wait. You just have to wait. Patience. That's the only thing with small projects is it's hard to, once you get started, thank you for the rose. Once you get started, you want to keep painting, but sometimes, especially with swooshes, you really need a little bit of a dry time. Otherwise, things just don't, they can become a mess. So that's the one thing about bigger projects, like the 6-inch rounds. By the time you get all the way around, your last row first part has started to dry. Admika, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. All right, 2 more. The other thing is with, like I said, with this, it's a smooth surface. So wherever you put that dot, it doesn't run. Like on the wood rounds, when you're painting them, sometimes the wood grain makes your dots run. It's really kind of annoying. But they don't run on here. I mean, I guess if the paint was thin, it would, but... You know what I forgot to do on this one, though? I did forget to clean it with alcohol. So I would definitely recommend that before you, like, do chalk marks and everything. I would definitely clean it with alcohol just to get all your, like, you know, from doing the glitter and stuff, getting all your fingerprint oils. And, like, I actually put a magnesium lotion on my shoulder. Hi, BG. How are you? And then I touched all over this, so I probably should have alcoholed it. All right, let me hold this up so that you can see better without the glare what's happening. If I hold it down here. Okay, so there it is without. So see how much just putting those swishes there helps those pop out. So I'm going to actually do a couple more of those since I'm wanting to see that better. It is so pretty, isn't it? But let me come over here so I can hold this. So I find that I can hold this as a little solution. So coming in, and again, really just to hang on a minute, come on. I can see why that holder would be very beneficial, but I just can't see spending that kind of money on them. I wish she had a bundle, but I can't. I'm going to have to just figure it out. From her, she's here on TikTok. It's her name's Jenna. I'm not really sure how to say her last name, but I think it's like Grants. But they're like 30-something bucks for each one, for like 30-something bucks for a 3-inch and 30-something bucks for a 4-inch. And I can't. So, I mean, while I think the tool is fantastic, my solution would be not to do this until tomorrow when it's dry and I don't have to worry about it. But right now, I think most of it's wet, so I don't want to touch. Yeah, I think it's, hang on a minute. Let me see if I can type. No, she has a website. But she's on, I think that's how you spell her name. If you haven't found her on here, I mean, she's an amazing artist. She does a lots. She's really good. She's probably one of the first artists I found here on TikTok several years ago. And she has, like, she sells like 3D tools and stuff that she's created herself. But you can find her on here and then navigate accordingly. What? Sandra, no way. I'll have to look. It just would be nice not to have to worry about touching things. Now, I think with the holder, though, I don't think you can come this far. I don't know. It's something that that you can put the ornament in. It's like a holder. And then you can hold the edges of that tool so that you're not worried about touching what you just painted. And that I wouldn't recommend that unless you were going to paint a lot of ornaments. Like if you're just going to try it one time, I would suggest trying to figure out how to do it without it, in my opinion. Oh, it's fine. You did. Okay, BG. This, the one that Sandra's talking about? Or another one? I mean, okay. Okay. I'll take a peek. Because like I said, it would be nice to just be able to paint and not. And I think that's way more reasonable. All right, I'm going to hold it up. What time do we got? Yeah, it's that time. Yeah, I bet. So see how that, and I know there's a glare, but see how that, now you can actually see way better. I'm sorry about the glare, but so it just breaks that up, and then I feel like that's way better. So yeah, I'll top dot. I don't know if I'll top dot the center. I may, but then I'll top dot those dots and then these dots, and I'll finish that up. Really? Well, that's even better. Yeah, and those are the little things, Marianne, that I have no idea if it's going to work or not. I just try and figure it out. So, that's why I'm trying to troubleshoot these things for you guys so you don't go out and spend all that money. and then end up frustrated. Oh, now I've got to go look. When I get off, I'll be stalking BG. But that's good. Overreact. She does good work. I know she does because I've seen her stuff. I've just been so busy. I finally finished my semester project, and then I had a project to do today, and that was due tomorrow. And I couldn't get into it. I'm so tapped out, guys. So tapped out. I have one more semester after this. So you guys are helping me get through my final semesters of school. And I thank you for that. You guys are just awesome. Awesome group of people. I couldn't ask for a better community. You show up. Oh, boy, the boyfriend's on his way home. Golly. That rain really kind of screws things up for them. Because he drives tractor trailer. He hauls natural gas. And like right now, everybody's doing road work. So asphalt work. But obviously when it rains, they don't use as much asphalt. So I'm sure he's not going to be happy. He likes his OT. He likes his overtime paycheck. I don't blame him. I don't remember the last time I had OT, though. It's been a while. I feel like such a schlump. Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. I as a matter of fact, today I was like thinking about because I never considered myself like crunchy, and that holistic, but I am. I am that person where I really don't feel like I want to just prescribe Now, mind you, there are patients who 100% want that quick fix. And there are patients that need like a blood pressure medication. Like, we need to get your blood pressure down. You cannot get your weight down, quick enough. We need to fix your kidney function. Like, there's certain things where something has to be done. And that holistic approach where, okay, let's look at vitamin D and E and fish oil and all that. Those are those long-term those work long-term. And then, of course, diet, weight modification, all those things, they take time. A lot of patients don't want the time. They just want it to work. Absolutely. How did you decorate the bulb? Oh, the ornament? Hi, self-reflection. Well, fancy you asked. So I'll pull this one out because that one is wet. So in here, it starts off as a plastic ornament. This is a plastic ornament. Okay. So you can use a couple of different things, but this is what I use. Then you pour this in here, enough, you pour enough in here. I should just do it, right? I don't know why I'm talking. I'll do it because, why am I going to talk through it? It's not that hard. So you pour enough in here, although I'm running out, but that's okay. I need to, hang on. So you pour that in here. Yep. When you have enough. I know I have another bottle somewhere. I just don't know where it is. All right, let's let that drain. And then you rotate that around. Wow. Where is that extra bottle? I know I have another bottle because I have it out here. I just don't know where it is. Oh, I know where it is. Here it is. Here it is. So anyways, you rotate that through there. And we'll do the gold one. There we go. So then you get it, you know, kind of rotate it around. I'll just put more in there. And then after you get enough in there and you coat all the sizes, you're going to put it in something to drain the excess out. And in this case, I have quite a bit of excess. So before I do that, I will actually open that up and be cheap and run it out that way. And then it'll go in there for a little bit. And then once that has kind of drained all the excess out, then you'll put glitter. This is a, I don't know if it's fine, but it's not ultra fine. But you'll put glitter in there, and then the glitter will stick, and you'll have, how long does it stay? Say what, Tasha? Sit? How long does it sit? I don't know. I've never, I mean, I guess until like you're not having stuff drip out. How long does, I don't know. I feel like it dries pretty quick, to be honest. Like, let's give it a shot and see what happens. Okay? Let's see. Let's see. Let me make all the mistakes for you guys so that you don't have to make them on your own. Okay? Oh, I can't believe he's coming home. He's been home too much this week. Yeah, I think a minute, that sounds good to me. I mean, there is a little bit excess down here at the bottom, but again, we're not worried about it. We're going to, so we didn't even let it set a minute. All right. And then I'm doing gold this time though. Ooh, should I do some of the chunky too? Ooh, let's do that. Ooh, let's do some chunky in there too. Okay, well, the chunky doesn't come out as easy, but the gold isn't coming out very easy either. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, it didn't really, nothing really came out. All right, well. Oh boy, what could go wrong on live when you take the lid off your glitter? What could possibly go wrong in this scenario? Let me cover that up for a minute. A little bit better. Why is it? Oh my, it's almost empty. That's why. Okay. Yeah, what could go wrong? So, I see something that happened. If it's too wet, see what happened? It all clumped together. So, side note. You gotta mix them together ahead of time. Let me put this back on and see what happens, because that glitter is like almost empty. There we go. Oh boy. See what could go wrong with Glitter Live. So, let's get this in here. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, there's quite a bit of, so that worked. Just that one section that, and I think that's it. So yeah, so mixing them together ahead of time would be optimal. Not what I did, thinking I was being smart and creative. And I think that's, and you don't necessarily, oh my goodness. I'm gonna, I'm gonna have glitter in places that it should not be, but there you go. So, side note, mix your glitter up before you put it in here. If you're going to do chunky and fine, like Judy was saying. Not what I did. I mean, I'll still use it. It's perfectly fine to use, but I do 6. You know what? I showed them what not to do. I'm not going, I don't know why he thinks he's a patient tomorrow. He's not a patient till Friday. But anyways, there you go. So whoever was that asked how that happens, you're welcome. Oh my word. I gotta make a hole in here, so I can let both of those dry. Any more questions? So I usually do this with like a pair of scissors, just kind of cut the hole. But that way I don't have to get up. Hang on. Any more questions? You should let that... Oh, stop. You should. We didn't. We did not. We were impatient. Wanted to see how long I mean, it worked. It just, if I would have just used the fine, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. But I had to throw some chunky in. I don't know. I'll have to let you know tomorrow. I have glitter everywhere, guys. Gold glitter is everywhere. It's fantastic. All right. I think that's enough fun for the night. So I will paint a 6-inch round, and we will do a Southwestern color palette tomorrow. I got it ready. I just got to paint it. And then I will, like I said, upload the videos as I always have been. So, or well, trying to remember to do so. Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you guys for being here and, you know, encouraging me to do glittery things. It's fun. I enjoy it. I really do. Like I said, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are a great group. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a great night. While I try and find the lint roller and clean up. Thank you for liking the lives. Oh, I gotta go check out your stuff, BG. Thank you for hopping in and telling us about that. Bye, Judy. I'll see you tomorrow. After all the glitter. It's so much fun, though. I love glitter. It's just, you got to be prepared for it to show up everywhere. All right, guys, you have a great night. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern.